This is Zichru Daf Simanim Gemara Makkos Daf Hey, and the simon for Daf Hey is quite simple. It's Hey, as in the haystacks over here. So how's haystacks going to bring us into the world of Makkos of Eidim Zaymimim? We have three Eidim over here giving testimony and jumping out from behind, of course, a haystack, because we're on Daf Hey. And again, the way that this works is we visualize the picture and we keep in our minds Daf Hey. We see the two haystacks, we see them in front of the Bezdin over here, and the two Eidim scream out the classical Imanu Ayisem. You three guys are giving testimony about someone else. What do you mean you were with us? You see over here, they're saying you were with us on the beach. So a very critical halacha that was at a perfect moment, which was when the Bezdin had finished the Gemar Din, but before they actually facilitated the Misa. And the Chiddush is that the third aid is going to get the same punishment. So you have point number one, the din of Imanu Hayisem, that the way to facilitate, the way to create Eidim Zaym is with Imanu Hayisem. Point number two, the Eidim Zaymim are only killed if it's in this in-between state that Bezdin had a Gemar Din Lemisa, they paskin, they just didn't kill yet. And number three, that the third guy, he gets the same punishment as the other two. Says the Gemara, excuse me. Not the Gemara, but let's go a little bit deeper into these 3 points. The first point was that how do you have a Zama is Imanu Ayisem. Said the Mishnah, unless they discredit the Eidim themselves, the Mishnah says that Ruvain testifies that Pliny killed someone. And others testify that Pliny was with them elsewhere. Imanu Ayisem. If the victim was with them, then it does not create Eidim Zaymim. But if he says that you, the Eidim, were with us, then it does create Eidim Zaymim. Ravada adds on that the Makar is in Eid Sheker Anna Ad Shetishkar Gufa Shel Eidos. Rava says Eidim are killed in second pairs. The murder actually occurred, but as long as the Bezdin did not kill the actual person, which leads us into point number two, which is Eidim Zaymim are only killed if the victim was convicted that there was a psak din, Eidim Zaymim Narogim Achigim Radin. Whereas the Sedukim says no, Achi Harag, only if he was actually executed by Bezdin, they learn Nefesh Tachas Nefesh. Chum say no, it's what you plan to do. Varechav Kayom, Nefesh teaches us they're not killed for merely testifying, but causing the guilty verdict. And this is, Baribi, father came along and said, what about the Kalva Chaymer? And he responds, the Matzir Rabbeinu She'ein Einshim in Adin. We have the lengthy raya from the case of for the half-sister in Masir Min Adin. But for our purposes, the critical detail is that it's only going to be after the psak din, but before the person actually got the punishment, got killed. And point number three is that the third aid gets the same din as the first two aidim. Abishnayim aidim or shloisha aidim. Why does the pasuk mention shloisha and shnayim together? We learn lahakish shloisha the shnayim, multiple halachas, just like three aidim can discredit two, so two can discredit three. Two people can say about three Eidim Imanu Ayisem, like in our picture by those haystacks, they jump out, Imanu Ayisem, you create the Eidim Zaymim. Rav Shimon says just as two are not executed unless they're both Zaymimim, so too by three. Rav Akiva says the Hakish teaches the Chumrah to punish the third along with the other one, and then Alachas Kama Kama, we hear the Midah Tova Kadosh Baruch Hu Kama Hashem Vishalim Schar, to someone who is an auxiliary part. If we see you get killed for being an auxiliary part, and just with two Eidim, Nimsa Echem Em Karva Basal, the other is disqualified, so too in a case of three. So Gemara Makkos Daf Hey, we have our haystacks jumping out, yelling, Imanu Ayisim, you the Eidim were with us. Not that the murderer wasn't there, no, you the Eidim were with us, point number one. Point number two, it is after the Gemar Din, but before the actual victim is killed. And point number three is the Hakish of the Torah, Shleisha Tishnayim, Gemara Makkos Daf Hey, the haystack.